Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do a DIY glass door. Stay tuned.
Ryan Little.
So here I'm just removing the door from the hinges so that I can go ahead and start prepping it. So I'm getting ready to prep by putting my door on top of the sawhorses, and then I'm going to make sure that they're aligned. If you have like an anchor or something heavy to kind of add weight to your sawhorses, I suggest that you utilize them, because once you use the multi-tool to cut through the door, it's going to be a lot of movement. So just make sure that you have an anchor base foundation on top of your sawhorses. So in this clip, you can see I forgot to remove the doorknob, so don't forget to take off your doorknob. I'm about to do that in the next step. So you're going to use your multi-tool to go ahead and start cutting through the door. If you have a brick to put along the side, please use it. I only had a piece of wood and I made do with it, but use a brick as you're cutting through your multi-tool. It'll help with your cuts being more precise.
Ryan Little.
It's okay if your cut isn't perfect initially. Once you cut the whole panel out, you can go back and clean up your cuts and your edges and everything else. So it's perfectly fine. And here's where I said it would be super helpful if you had a piece of wood, because it'll help you guide it along the multi-tool and your cuts will be a little bit more cleaner. But I gave up with the piece of wood that I had, and I just kind of used my hand-eye coordination and just made it work. But yeah, just anything heavy that you have that can help along the way. But again, you can clean up the cuts if they're not that precise at the end like I did with my door. But in the meantime, just go ahead and continue to cut. So once we remove the middle panel, you'll see that the door is hollow because these spaces in between here. So what we're going to do next is build a wood frame to basically fill in the spaces in between so that the glass will have some support and it'll have something to sit on top of and it won't be sliding everywhere. So after I took the measurements, this is where the table saw is going to come in at. You're going to go ahead and cut the wood down based upon the measurements and then install it in between those hollow areas so that, again, the glass can have some support, so it can have something to sit on. And then you'll see here I'm just showing you how precise my cuts are. So after you finish measuring cutting the wood, you can go ahead and install it so that you can build your frame for the inside of the door. I did mine already, so I'm just showing you how it turned out. Use those wire brad nails. Then I started working on the frame. You need to build a frame using the corner molding for the front of the door and the back of the door. This is going to support the glass and hold it in place. And here's how the back frame of my door turned out. Make sure your measurements are precise. I went ahead and installed the glass along with the Glazier Points and the front frame, and then I painted the door. And then it's time for installation out, which you see me doing here. I've installed the door on the hinges, and I'm just changing out the door knob to a door handle just for aesthetics. So if you found this video helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe. And stay tuned for part 2 when I revive the inside of my pantry with DIY pantry shelf covers. Thank you.